Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for returning for another spoiler-free review. This time I will be reviewing number 5 in the Dark Tower series, Stephen King's Wolves of the Calla. There is so much that happens in this novel. If you thought the series was going to slow down, you are wrong. So much going on in this near 1,000-page novel. As the novel opens up, our quartet is traveling along the path of the beam, and they notice that they're being followed by some farmers from a local community, Calla Sturgis. These farmers have a dilemma. Once every generation, horseback riding wolves invade their little city of Calla Sturgis, and they kidnap one of every set of twins. You see, within this Calla Sturgis community, all of the women bear twins. And when they return, the wolves will actually return the children, and when they come back, they're ruined. The children are ruined, R-O-O-N-T, ruined rather, in their minds. They come back with psychological difficulties. And this time they want to put up a fight. They see the gunslinger, the unmistakable gunslinger, riding through with his gunslinging quartet, and they ask for help. And another thing that's really cool is that traveling with these farmers is Per Callahan from Salem's Lot. In this novel, we get to find out what happened to Per Callahan after Salem's Lot, and it's crazy. It is totally crazy, and I'm not going to talk about it. Our quartet is working in cooperation with the farmers of Calla Sturgis for an epic battle that takes place toward the end of the novel. But there's more going on in this novel than just that. It's not just that singular plot idea. They're also time traveling back to New York City to protect the rose that is in the empty parking lot, as you will remember from previous novels in this series. And they use Black 13 to do the time traveling. You will remember from Book 4, the pink orb that was possessed by Rhea of the Coos. Well, the black orb shows up in this novel, and they use it to time travel to go back and protect that very, very important rose. This is such a great novel. It's a long one. There are great characters in this novel. Andy, the messenger robot, is probably my favorite character that's introduced in this novel. He's a very witty, intelligent, sarcastic jerk of a robot, if you will. He's a really great character that lives there near Calla Sturgis. This is a great novel. It's a great novel. It's a great battle. Susanna comes down pregnant in this novel, and her baby is very, very important to the plot in these books. I don't want to talk about the baby or who it is or what his influence will be. You'll have to figure that out yourself. But this is a very good novel. A lot of people like this one the best. I happen to think maybe it's my second favorite. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, you're going to like the snitches that come up in this. The wolves, they use the snitches or the sneeches from Harry Potter as their weapons when they come in for the battle. They also use lightsabers. You know, Stephen King pays homage to J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter in this novel. He pays homage to Star Wars and George Lucas. Genius writer. This is a great novel. I'm going to give this one a strong 4 out of 5. I don't particularly like it as well as the second book for no particular reason other than the fact that I was just blown away by that second novel. This one is really good, and it lays down the footwork, if you will, for the last 2 novels in this story, which are a little bit different. You see, the first 5 novels in this story, The Gunslinger, Through the Wolves of the Calla, are written in a kind of similar way. And then the last 2 are a little bit different. You know, that's kind of the dividing line amongst fans in this series. A lot of them love the first 5, but they didn't care too much for the last 2. I happen to really like the last 2 novels in this series, and I look forward to reviewing those. But this one is great. This is a very, very good fantasy tale by Stephen King. There's a lot of great dialogue in this novel. There's a great battle scene. There are great characters introduced. A lot of deceiving and betrayal takes place in this novel. It's a really big plot, as it's nearly 1,000-page in the paperback form. So you're just going to have to read it and discover it for yourself. I give this one 4 stars out of 5. I highly recommend this novel. It's just a great read. It's a great read. You have to read it, obviously. If you're on your way to the Dark Tower, you have to read this one. I recommend reading it slow and just taking it in and enjoying this one. Stephen King is at his best in this novel. Stephen King's Wolves of the Calla, I'm begging you here, people, read Wolves of the Calla by Stephen King.